What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thin Goes back again for another video, and today what I'm here to do is talk about the Viltrumite Empire, break down a little bit of the history and the background behind the Viltrumites. Now what I'm going to do first is talk about some of the warriors that they have, the most prominent ones, and ones that we're definitely probably going to see pop up in the series on Amazon, and hopefully get a lot more added to their stories. So we have Conquest, who I'm very excited to see. We actually got a glimpse of him already at the very end of Invincible Season 1, teasing his appearance in Season 2. Now he's a very elite soldier, highly respected in the Viltrumite Empire. He's probably one of the strongest soldiers that they have to offer. He's definitely feared and respected even by Thrag, the current leader of the Viltrumite Empire. And he actually has, probably in my opinion, the most epic fight in the entire series of Invincible with the main character, Mark Grayson. And he actually fights him twice, and both fights are epic. But that first one, it's legendary. I can't even put into words. I cannot wait until they animate that. And given that they added a lot more to the fight between Mark and his father in the first season, I'm excited to see if they add anything or what they do with that fight from the comic, because it's already god tier and epic just reading it and looking at the art from the comic. So seeing it animated and what they could do, really just adding to that overall impact and destruction, I really can't wait to see it. And also, we have Grand Regent Thrag, who is a character we might not see in the second season, maybe here and there, but I feel like we're going to see him later on. He's the leader of the entire Viltrumite Empire. Now, they could put him in Season 2 maybe to add more backstory for him, but I highly doubt that we are going to see him. In my personal opinion, if I was to do it, I wouldn't show him yet. I would save him for Season 3 at least, but he's definitely going to have a lot to do with the story. He is the main villain. He ends up being like the main villain of the entire series. Mark fights him multiple times. He's a villain that just doesn't want to stop. He knows how to hold a grudge. Very threatening, very imposing, very dangerous, and he definitely needs to be stopped as far as the story is concerned. And I was really interested to see who they get to voice him and how they do him in the show. He's definitely going to be a character that I can see a lot of people becoming a fan of, or at least loving to hate. And having him in the show is a must, and I know it's coming, so it's not really a question of if, it's a question of when. We also have here Nissa is a character that I've made 2 videos on that are two of my some of my highest viewed Invincible videos. This character definitely has a lot of people looking forward to her, or just a lot of people interested in her. Her story is definitely one of the most shocking and one of the standouts from the entire series of Invincible, and the impact that she has on the main character is crazy. I'm not really going to go into too much detail about that, because like I said, I have 2 entire videos dedicated to this character, and I'll probably make another one because I just like Nissa like that so much. She definitely has a lot of room to have stories added to her character in the animated series, and she has a bit of a redemption arc that I also really love in the comic book series. But just her as a character is cool. What she does in the comic is not cool. I'm gonna just say that right now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she's she's very attractive. She knows how to be very threatening and imposing herself, just like every Viltrumite. And if they get the right voice for her and portray her right, she's definitely going to be a fan favorite, and I can see her being an interesting character to join the cast as well. We also have General Craig. Now, General Craig, he's definitely a soldier that stands out in the Viltrumite Empire every time he's on a page, simply because of his eye that he has. He has a replacement eye that's red. Now, I think we got a look at General Craig at the end of season 1 as well, standing right next to, in the background, next to Conquest. But I'm not sure. I can't really remember if he had the red eye yet or not. Remind me in the comics if he did, because I know Conquest didn't have his injuries yet. So it might be cool and an indication that they're going to actually give some more story to him and show how his eye got like that, if it wasn't injured already in that little quick shot. But I don't think it was, though. I don't think his eye was injured. So they could actually add more backstory to that. As far as what he does in the comic, like I said, he's always a prominent soldier. You can definitely pick him out every time there's something going on with a group of Viltrumites, or like if there's like some kind of invasion, or war's about to start. He's always there. You can always point him out. He's always in the front lines. I'm guessing he's a high-ranking soldier in the Viltrumite army. The most standout moment I can remember from him in the series is actually when he told Grand Regent Thrag that he actually cared about all of his baby mamas, because there's a point in the series where, spoiler alert, the Viltrumites actually end up living with the Earthlings for a little bit. Like, they kind of co-inhabit Earth, and you get a lot of the Viltrumites that actually end up mating and getting with the humans because their DNA matches so well with them. So they end up having multiple like Viltrumite kids and shit like that. But no one does this more than General Craig, man. He kind of goes on a spree, you know what I mean? Like he was having some fun. Had a lot of kids, a lot of children, a lot of baby mamas, and there was actually a very good talk scene with him and Thrag, where he told him that he actually cares about all of his baby mamas. Like, he don't want to just, like, he care about all his kids and he care about his baby mama. He like, I love them all, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, that's me, bro. And I like that. But I definitely feel like he definitely has a lot that they could add on to him, and I feel like they definitely is, because I always liked his design. I really like his character design, and I feel like they can do a lot more with him. Now, also, we have a very important Viltrumite that I feel like we have to get introduced to in season 2, especially if we're going to find out a lot more backstory about Alan the Alien, where he comes from and what he does, and that is the Viltrumite Thetis. Now, Thetis is a very important Viltrumite. He is the leader of the rebellion and the coalition of planets. That is the driving force that's trying to fight back against the Viltrumite Empire, and them trying to conquer everything in the galaxy. So they're pretty much the driving, like the main force, going against the Viltrumite Empire, led by Thetis, who is actually a former Viltrumite, and he took out one of the Viltrumite leaders. He took out the Viltrumite leader before Grand Regent Thrag. Actually, he took out the regent before him, Lord Argyle. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I don't think we actually see that fight in the comic, but you definitely hear Thrag talk about it. So it would actually be cool if we got to maybe see that, maybe like a flashback, maybe some kind of footage, maybe some kind of focus on Thetis as like a backstory to figure out how far he has come, because Viltrumites live very long lives. So the fact that Thetis is this old, he definitely has lived through a lot and done a lot. So it'd be really cool to maybe just have like a episode focused on him, or at least part of an episode focused on him, to see more of what he actually did as to just hearing about it like in the comic book. We also have the character of Doula. Now, the Viltrumite Doula, she doesn't really have much in way of story or like an arc or anything like that, but her design is badass and I really love it. She has this long ponytail with a blade at the end, and we actually did see Doula as well in the season 1 finale, right before the episode ended, when they were setting up for season 2. You actually got a quick look at Doula. If you remember, there was a Viltrumite long ponytail with a blade at the end. So maybe all of these Viltrumites that I've been going through that don't really have that much story to them, or don't really have that much backstory, or just really anything like to hold them up, Besides from just being more characters for our main cast to fight and to fill out the Viltrumite Empire, I feel like they could take this opportunity to add so much more to all these characters in the show. Another character that fits that bill is Luken. Now, Luken, he has a very cool design. He's definitely one of the stronger Viltrumites, and he's part of this epic battle between Mark and his father on this planet that, you know, I'm not gonna go into too much detail because this is literally going to happen in season 2. Like, I cannot see this not happening in season 2, but yeah, they definitely gonna go up against Luken in season 2. And the fight was crazy, man. It was just really cool. It was super bloody, and really, I think it was the first time that we see Mark fight against like other Viltrumites other than his father in season 1. Like, this is when we actually like see him going up against some other Viltrumites, and it was crazy. And I really think that we could get more meat added to this fight when we see it in season 2. And Luken can definitely be expanded upon as well, considering that he did something pretty epic in that fight, more closer towards the end. And yeah, as far as Viltrumite characters, that's all I can really think of, like the main ones that come to mind that definitely, you know, that they can do more with, and I can see them using, and that you should look you know, keep like an eye out for in the series. The Viltrumites definitely have a lot of people talking based off the strength that Nolan displayed. And I gotta admit, there's a little bit of issues with the power scaling compared to what happened in the comic versus what happened in the show. There's a lot of people that I've talked to that have issues with that, and even I've noticed that with certain things. Like, for example, the Reanimin was not that strong. By my memory, they were not that strong. You know what I'm saying? In season 1, when they used them in episode what was it, 6 and episode 7, I do not remember the Reanimin ever being that strong in the comic. Maybe when they got that upgrade, but definitely not when they first, you know what I'm saying, like came out like that. But I didn't mind it though. You see, the thing with me, like, I'm not as particular about like power scaling and shit like that, as long as the action is actually good, and as long as the power scaling is not so ludicrous, you know what I'm saying, to the point where you just like, come on, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it still like looks good and it works and provides good action, I ain't tripping too much. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that is something that you'll definitely notice if you've read the comic book and you watch the show. And that's just a minor example that I wanted to point out real quick. There might be a lot of other inconsistencies that they throw in here and there, but overall, I feel like if they hold true to the story at heart, you know, tell these story arcs, you know, in the best way that they can, you know, and actually represent these characters in a good way, and you know, give us some very good animated action scenes. I feel like either way it's gonna work out, and they could definitely knock it out of the park with this season, like how they did with season 1. So anyway, let me know what you think about this video and these Viltrumite soldiers that I've laid out and given a couple details on. Which one is your favorite? Which one are you looking forward to seeing the most? Me personally, it is Conquest and Nissa, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing who they get to play Thrag as well. But yeah, man, comment down below. You could also hit that link to the Discord, Invincible Disciples, and also if you want to join Viltrumites Take Flight on Facebook, be sure to look that up and join that as well. Like, dislike, let me know what you think. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and until next time, guys, peace.